Hey everybody, back again. Today we are going to work on the Riviera again. I don't know if you can see it very well, but all this is rotted out. I had cut that out already. And then if you look at the bottom, all the way across the bottom is rotted out. So that's what we're going to tackle in this video. But a couple things, I'll go over a future project. Some of y'all may have seen this hanging in the background. If you look at that pedal car right there, it's been hanging in my shop right there for about 8 years now. And I hung that up there. I bought that thinking one day I'm gonna build a cool stroller, rat rod stroller, pedal car stroller, or whatever for a grandbaby. And we found out a couple of weeks ago we're gonna be first-time grandparents. So my son is and his wife are expecting later this year in September. So that thing right there is going to be a project coming up, and y'all can watch me redo that thing and make it a cool kind of stroller for the baby. So we're all excited about that. Can't wait. And then yesterday was my birthday. Haven't been in the shop in several days. I decided to take off over the weekend and then for my birthday and just relax for a little bit. But I got some cool stuff. One of the things, and y'all tell me how good this thing is this Braun light. It opens up. This part of it, I don't know if I can retract it out, but this part is spring-loaded and it pulls out. So you can hang it on a hood or hang it on the roof underneath. Give you some. I'm always needing extra light, especially when I'm trying to weld. I also got this cool thingy. I've been seeing them, and yeah, to shake it up, you stick it in the reciprocating saw and shake it up. We're gonna see how that works. And then I got a new impact wrench. I've been needing one of these. My other one's been dropped several times and has broke the case. And then I also got a little dimple die thing for some small screws. So was exciting for me. Had a great day, had a great birthday. And so now I'm back in the shop and we're going to tackle all of this. So I'll get you guys set up to watch. And what I'm going to have to do, looking at this, the outside of this looks pretty good. But I'll have to see once I cut this edge back how it's going to really be. I'm hoping to get by with just doing, I don't know, I may have to do a flange this way and then flange this way, because I know I'm going to have to cut down a little ways, probably 3/4 of an inch or so, to get this fixed up. But also, if you notice, it curves this way, okay, and when you look at it here, it curves that way. So you know what that means. We're going to have to use the shrinker stretcher, but I'm going to check it out. I'm going to cut out, see what's rotted out, what I got to fix, and how I'm going to go about it. But I think I'll flange me a piece, and I haven't decided. I might overlap a piece instead of butt welding it. I haven't made up my mind yet. But it would be a lot stronger if I overlapped it and spot welded it all together. But I'm going to check this edge out and see. I may have to flange it this way, but I'm hoping the top of this looks pretty good. And I've sanded it, and it looks pretty good. I've ground on it a little bit. So if I can just cut this edge away, I may just weld a strip in here and then come back and flange this. So if I can just cut me that looks to be about a 3/4 inch wide piece right there. And most of these ledges like this that I've come to see, they're about 3/4 of an inch. So I may be able to just lay a strip in there and weld that strip in up on the top edge, and then flange this piece, and then I can shrink and stretch what I need to get my angle for that, and maybe it won't be so quite so hard to fix. This one up here is just going to be a flange. I've got to make a flange down this way, and it'll spot weld to this piece of the roof structure, and then I'll just fill that in all the way around. So trying to look and see. I think I got to touch up the corners a little bit on both. Get in here and make we'll see how that goes, but that's what we're going to work on. So I'm gonna get you guys set up to watch, and I'll be back. Oh, and I got fresh charged batteries ready to go, because it seems like every time I go to cutting something, y'all know what happens. Run out of batteries. I got to change grinding disc, but hopefully I can cut that down a little bit. So stick with me. All right, guys, upon further inspection, if you look right here in the corner, it's rusted out right there where I can shove my fingernail through. Looks like about up to somewhere in here. So I'll have to cut that out. And I'm probably going to have to cut back up this way, probably back up to probably somewhere in here on this to get this fixed up. So, and then also there's lead in the corners, so I got to melt the lead out. There's lead in this corner, and I'm going to have to fix these corners. This side's pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this edge out, I think. Well, I'm going to melt this lead out real quick. I hope I got enough gas in my little torch. And then I'm going to trim this edge off and cut it down here. And I think I'll work on this bottom piece first. Let me get the lead out of these corners real quick, so stand by. Alright, after I got the lead out, this was all under the lead right here. So that's why you got to get all that cleaned up. So I'm going to have to come over this far when I make my replacement piece, and it comes up to right here. And then the inside of this was not as bad as I thought, but I think I'm still going to cut it up to about here and change this piece right here. Because it's pitted pretty bad. So same thing on this side. When I got the lead out, there's a pinhole there. This corner's got some rust in it there. Right there. So I mean, you got to clean the lead out, because you're not going to be able to weld the metal in with the lead there, because it's going to be so contaminated it won't weld. So, but that's what I got right now. So I'm gonna probably put you back on a time warp and cut this out real quick, and then we'll start fabbing up some sheet metal. So stick with me. Alright, before I cut that all the way out, I cut it across. Before I cut it all out, you saw me, I was measuring. It's not quite 3/4 of an inch in this section right here. So it's 11/16, 49.5 inches across from corner to corner. So I'm going to go cut, my sheet metal is only 48 inches wide. So I'm going to cut a 48 inch wide piece. And then I'll lay it in there, and I'll probably shorten it up just a little bit to adjust for the corners, and then I'll fill in the corners the length that I need. Now the bottom piece, this piece here that flanges, I'll have to make that in 2 pieces because I don't have a break that wide. So I got a 3-foot break. So what I'll probably do is do a 24-inch piece or so, 24 to 26-inch piece, and just split it in the middle and put it in that way. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna go cut some sheet metal. So stand by, let me get out of this trunk. All right, I cut my piece, and so if you notice when you lay it in here, this curves down. I mean, not only does it curve around like so, but it curves down. So I got to do the shrinking, stretching thing to make it fit. So that's what I'm going to work on. I'm going to work on doing the shrinking, stretching. Good right there. And I will shrink it to draw it around instead of stretching it, because when you stretch it, it's going to thin the metal out a little bit, and I'd like to keep it just as thick as possible. So let me go mark the center of this. Hang on. I'm going little by little so that hopefully don't shrink it too much where it curves too awful much. And then I gotta go the other direction. Just trying to just get it going. It doesn't curve too awful much. So I don't know if you can see now. Now it's got a curve to it, like so. Let's see. Oh, that's really close. Kind of shocked. Actually, might have done it too much. See what I'm gonna do? It's got the little tabs for the trim clips, so I'm gonna, I gotta change my blade real quick, and I'm gonna zip those off so my piece can fit down in there a little better, so I can see exactly how much I need to turn it or straighten it back or whatever. And I had to scrape out some of the weather stripping material was still in there. And there was a little bit of rusty pieces in there. Let me cut these little trim clip tabs off, because I'll have to fix those later. let's see. See how this fits now. Ah, lost my glove. Really and truly, didn't think I curved it that much, but I curved it too much. It would appear. Just a little bit, maybe right in through here. So let me straighten that out. Little bit more in a couple of spots. Check it out again. This needs to bend right there in the middle. Just let's see if I can reach this over here without getting out. Pretty good. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut this edge right here and drop this piece out, and then I can tack this piece in here, and I'll measure and make the inside piece, and then we'll have to do a bunch of shrinking and stretching on that to get that formed up. So here we go with that. grind this edge back. It starts to roll over right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind this edge back to where it just starts to roll over. And then I'll weld the top edge of that together, and then it'll have a good weld line, and I can work that weld line with the grinder and get that roll. So let me do that now. So I need this back again. Just a little bit off. Give me a little more space on the ends down there. Oh no, maybe not. Okay. Let me go get my welder set up, and I need to get some magnets to help hold that in place while I start to tack it in. Trying to get that edge just right where my roll will look right when I grind it down. brazing in it too. I'll have to get all that out. Get something to get up in there. Got one little low spot right there. I need to get pushed out. Let me go get something to get that. I can't like that. See if I can find something that'll work. Maybe this will work. There we go. That's what I need. That piece is tacked in. Now I got to work on this piece. So I'm going to go cut two, let's see, it was 49.5. So 48ths to that edge. So when I cut it in half, I'm going to lose a little bit. So I'm going to go, well, I'm going to go cut two 24-inch pieces. To put in here. So let me go do that. Stand by, I'll be right back. All right, I cut me two 24-inch pieces. I put them in the shrinker stretcher, formed them up. So they lay in there pretty tight. They line up pretty good. This one I may have to bring this end down just a little bit to make it fit absolutely perfect. I don't know, I got to see how that looks. No, just have a little high spot right there. When I cut that out, it'll lay down. Everything will line up. So I'm gonna scribe a line under here, under that edge, and then take these out, and then I'll cut where I scribe. I'll cut that out, and then I'll fit these in. If you notice, they don't fit. It doesn't fit quite far enough down, but when I remove this metal, that'll allow it to drop down into place. And then what I'm going to do is I'll weld that in on this edge, and then I'll weld it in on this edge right here. Then I'll be able to sand it all down, or grind it all down. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll set you up. Y'all can see me hopefully finish that out, and then we'll get on the top part. Well, oh, let me tell you about the corners. The corners, it's 2 layers. What I'll do is I'll cut it here, and then I can go underneath and fab up a piece and bring the inside layer and get it welded into place, because it's attached to this brace that's right here. And I'll get it welded into place, and then I'll make a piece and form that in right there. and I'll have to do that on both sides. I can reach underneath and take care of that. So I'll cut that off. I'll make the inner piece, and then I'll make the outer piece. So and as soon as I get that done, we'll jump on the top part, knock that out, and we can finish this up. So stick with me. Okay, I got it cut and I got it laid in there. I got some final fitment stuff I got to do. Some of the edge doesn't quite line up, so I got to go get my ruler and make sure how much depth I got right here, and make sure I got it the 11/16 depth that I need before I start tacking this in. So I'm gonna go get the ruler. I'm gonna do some final fitment, and then I'm gonna tack all this in. So I'll be back in a second. Man, cool weather's over and it's starting to get warm down here in Louisiana. I got everything tacked in on this bottom piece, so I'm going to go ahead and work on the corners next and get them put in, and then I'll have to finish weld everything and grind everything. So but I'm going to start making the pieces, fabbing up the pieces for the corners. I'm going to cut this out real quick. Then I'll have to make the piece underneath it first. So making progress. All right, I thought there was more of a brace in the back of this thing, in the back of this corner, but there's not. But I wanted to show you what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a flat piece and cut it out and form this outside edge right here, from here around up to here, to do this corner. And then I'm going to take a separate flat piece like I did the back side of this, and I'm going to form it around this corner. Okay, and I'm going to show you the reason. I didn't get thinking about it till just a little while ago when I started cutting all this out. This curve right here, this corner is pretty sharp, and when you try and shrink and stretch a corner like that, so I can make the corner, but look what happens to the metal. See how it thins it out, and actually these spots right here is where it's cracked. It's actually split the metal, and see how narrow it gets. So then you don't have a good piece of metal to cover that corner. So when I fab this up, I'll use the top part of this to run up here a little higher to do the patch. But as far as this corner goes, I'm going to take one flat piece here. I'll make me a little template, cut it out, and I'll make me then I'll cut me a what is it, 11/16 piece to fit in here, and fill that, and then I'll fill this lip separately. So it'd be probably 3 pieces total, maybe 4 pieces by the time I get it all done. I got to looking up here. This is actually pretty good. A lot of this, what looked like pitting, was some of the old weather stripping stuff. So it's got a little surface stuff on it, but that's in pretty good shape. So I'm just gonna have to fix from where I've cut it right here down to the corner. And the other side, it'll just be this little section here, but I'm gonna do the same thing there. I'm gonna make me a little flat piece right here to go around this corner, because it looks better, but when you get to looking at it, it's got some rust all in this edge right here. So I want to get that out of there. So I'll make a flat piece to come from here to go around to patch that. Then I'll make a piece to go here, a flat piece to patch that, and then I'll make a piece in here. So that's what I'm gonna do. So let me go make up the little pieces, and as I make them, I'll show you what they look like. So stick with me. Okay, I made my paper template for this corner. And the nice thing about making that one is you flip it over the other way and it makes that one. So I'm going to go make these out of metal, and then I made this piece to fit in here. It'll go in there, and then I'm going to make another little piece to go inside this curve, and I'll have to trim this up a little bit so everything will fit, but just to give you an idea of what's going on. And I have a smaller piece that fits in this corner over here. So let me go make these pieces and be right back. Here's my template. There's my 2 pieces from my template. Here is my other short piece for the other corner. And here is the 2 insert pieces that will lay inside like that to form the corner up. So now I'm going to go get this stuff trim fitted in and tacked in, and I'll show you what it looks like. I'll take my pieces, draw out my pattern. This one on this side doesn't need to be as long, so I'm going to cut it off. Traced it out. So I'm going to cut this out on both sides and get these pieces fitted in. Now, what I got to remember is when you draw this out, you draw the outside line. So you got to cut on the inside of your mark. So this should fit tightly in place. So let me cut those out. Be back. Alright, just to show you, I got it all cut out. Both sides. Now I'm getting ready to tack it all in. Okay guys, here's where I'm at. I got everything tacked in. This corner's in. Of course I still got to finish weld everything. But it's all tacked in across here. This corner's tacked in. Like I said, I got to finish weld and grind everything. And then I got to go up here to the top and do this stuff up here. So, but for this video, I'm gonna make this a 2-parter on this rear windshield. For this video, that's gonna be it. I'll finish weld, grind, and get on this one in the next one to finish this out around this windshield. So, hey, like I said, keep your head up. Don't look down on yourself. Don't look down on others. Work on this stuff like this, old junk like that. Get out there and save a part of history. Save them old rides. And until next time, see ya.